What's up, people of YouTube? I'm Karsatowski and welcome to the Karsatowski YouTube channel. So, this is a bowling ball. 15 pounds, the heaviest ball known in any kind of sport. All the pretty colors, the patterns. This thing has a core and it is a reactive resin bowling ball. So we all know what a bowling ball actually is, especially a high performance ball such as this one. But how is something like this made? Well, in today's video, we're gonna find out how a bowling ball is made. Lord Field. Oh, is this in Japan? Okay, so I don't know if they're gonna have English subtitles or not. So I don't think this video is actually going to tell us what that thing actually is. But I know a little bit about making bowling balls to know what that stuff is. So that stuff they were putting in before was actually clear resin. And that powder stuff looks like it's some kind of mixture that goes into that resin. Like when you think of resin, that type of clear resin, you kind of think of something that you might preserve a bug in, you know, for decorations. That's pretty much what that is. And then they have that powder mixture to make it a little bit more, to make it thicker. Okay. Okay, so they have that metal drum and they're pouring it into a core. See, they're actually making the cores right now because that is a mold for the core that goes inside the bowling ball. Well, actually that's not the core, that's the weight block. So the weight block is like a gyroscope that helps the bowling ball to tilt when it's on the lane. That's what that is right there. And it looks like they're gonna let that harden up. And those are some when they're done. And that's what a standard core looks like. That looks to be like an asymmetrical core. Yeah, asymmetrical would be, actually I think that's more of a symmetrical core. Symmetrical core is a little bit more even all the way around, and an asymmetrical core usually has a little bit of a side weight to it, so it's not completely symmetrical all the way around, hence asymmetrical. It looks like they tumbled them to, yeah, now they just look like pieces of concrete. Look at that, and it's put in those giant bins. I wish there was some kind of commentary over this. I'm gonna have to commentate over this entire video, because I've seen it done before, but I just wish I didn't have to do all the commentating. And then they drill your pin. So if you notice on a bowling ball, there's usually a yellow pin that is in a bowling ball. That is the very top of the core, and that's basically what they're drilling for here. And they're also getting rid of that top as well, so it's a little bit more even. Okay, so so they're fitting them into bowling ball molds. Okay, so they weren't putting the pin in at all. They're just having a way to screw it in. Okay, yeah, I don't know as much as what I'm talking about as I think I do. Now, this part, to me, is one of the coolest parts of making a bowling ball. They're putting the molds on right now. They've already put the cores inside. They have to use a drill. Just like how you'd screw in lug nuts into your car's tire. And it goes into the little squirt thing. And that is the mixture to make a reactive resin bowling ball right there. And it goes into that mold. It's a lot more liquidy than I had thought it would be. I thought they would be a little bit more thick than that. Like a smoothie almost. And they seal it up. That's cool how it closes it like that. They have to make sure it's taken off. That's after it's hardened. Just pops it right off. But, oh, okay. Just pushes it right out. Boom. Dadgum. Looks like just like a big ball of icing. Have it on suction cups, puts it right to something else. I bet they're gonna chop off that excess to make it completely round. Imagine the machine just cutting a little bit too deep. Then that ball will have to be either completely sanded down to where it's smaller, or just throw away the ball entirely. Oh, I don't know about that. It hit way hard on that. I think it should have like a more soft cushion to the bottom, or just go down a conveyor belt and just ease on into a tray or something. Now that still looks like a piece of concrete. The reason why that looks like a piece of concrete is because that's not the entire bowling ball. So they put the weight block in, and then that concrete looking part of the ball is actually the core. So like, bowling ball basically has 3 layers. You have the weight block, you have the core, and then you have the outer shell, which is the part that you're actually able to see and hold, which is the reactive resin part. Or, you know, if you're doing a house ball, that would be like a urethane or a plastic. Yeah, you could definitely see the patterns a lot more. And that's where a lot of those patterns come in, just the type of mixture that they use for each ball. And each ball has a slightly different mixture for the most part. But it's the same material. I couldn't work in a factory environment like that. It's too fast-paced for me. It's cool to see how it's done, but to me, it's just too fast-paced, and I don't really like it much. Now that is the finished product of a bowling ball, with the exception of sanding it down and cutting off that little knob. Yeah, they gotta cut off that knob. I wonder what type of ball that actually is. Like, I wonder what company it's from and what kind it is. Okay, now they're putting the ball on a conveyor thing. Ooh. I don't like how they make them collide that much. See, they just toss it down like that. They definitely have to sand them down and then handle them easy with care, because once they have them all sanded down and all that, you do not want to have nicks and scratches all over your bowling ball after it's all nice and shined up. Okay, so they're taking that layer off, that outer layer, and they're making it all nice and even. Right down the middle, all the way through the circumference. That looks real smooth. It actually looks a lot like a urethane. Okay. Wait, they're not done with it. They're not done. Oh, okay. Yeah, they got to get that side. I was going to say, they're not completely done with that. So now that thing is sanding the opposite side. Are they going to have to flip it over again? No, they're done with it. That is a sanded off bowling ball. Now you got to get rid of all those lines. And you can see the pin that I was talking about earlier on the ball. That yellow mark. Okay, this is the polishing section. To where they polish that ball up to make it all nice and easier to handle. And a lot easier on the eyes as well. Going, somebody wipes it all off with a microfiber towel, and then they weigh it. There's the pin. That is the center of the weight block. And now they're doing a few measurements. Oh, they're putting the logo on it. Man, that's cool. I thought it was like some kind of fan or something. Wow. I've never seen that. It's cool. Oh, that brings it out a lot nicer. Look at that. Swag. I've never heard of swag before for bowling company. I bet that's just an exclusively overseas company, because I've never heard of that before. It's getting polished again. You can see the USB-C number. It has the brand of the ball, and it also has the name of the ball. All three of those pretty much must be on a USB-C legal bowling ball for you to be able to use in leagues and tournaments and other events. And now that looks like a shiny bowling ball. That's probably, at the end of the day, that would most likely be 1500 grit. That's about the standard polish. And now they're going to wipe it off again. There you go. Look at how fast that stuff dries the ball. It's because that reactive resin absorbs liquid that's on a bowling ball, which is why that you need to constantly make sure that it's dry. Big Bro. I've never heard of Big Bro. Put it in a plastic bag, box it up. That's a cool way to put a box. Seal up the box. 15 pounds and 3.1 ounces. That is the standard weight for a 15-pound bowling ball. Swag Bowling. I've never heard of that. And Big Bro KO. I've never heard of that ball. Okay, so once the ball has been packaged, it gets shipped to a pro shop where the consumer buys it. They pick out the ball they want to, and then the pro shop operator measures your hand to see what kind of fit that you need. And that's what they're doing right now. And any of you who have ever bowled before know this part very well. Actually being able to see the pro shop operator measure out the bowling ball, figure out your PAP, and to do your measurements, and ultimately drill the bowling ball. And whenever you're making a ball or drilling a ball, having an air vacuum is a very handy tool to have. That is a thumb hole. And those would be finger inserts, just like the ones I have. That's more or less the color that I have on my spare ball. I've got clear finger inserts on my plastic ball. And there we go, pin up on the ring finger. And there you go, you're pretty much ready to throw the ball for the first time. Looks like it's already been thrown quite a few shots. Look at that oil ring. Probably thrown it a couple times. Alright. That was not the first shot of that ball was seen, by the way. That's probably at least the third or fourth shot. Alright, looks like to be a good overall slower ball, looks like. Use on heavy oil. I have never heard of that kind of ball before. That's real interesting. Must be exclusively Japanese. Well, so that is how you make a bowling ball. I have seen it a couple times before, but I've never actually commentated over an entire video myself, and I didn't figure I have to do that here, but I at least got some enjoyment out of it, and hopefully you guys have enjoyed it also. So if you guys enjoy videos like this and want me to do more of them, be sure you give it a like, and also write in the comments down below what other kind of bowling content do you want to see. Like, I do tournament videos, sweeper videos, commentary videos over stuff like this, but what other bowling videos would you guys like to see? I'm really curious to see what you guys think. Anyway, so if you're also not subscribed to this YouTube channel, be sure to hit that subscribe button down below so you'll never miss any of my videos. I'm Karsatowski. Keep watching my content, and I'll see you in the next video. See ya.